and welcome to another episode of the Island Vibe podcast. We are so happy that you chose to just sit down, press our video, and open it up and watch it. so we want to just remind you guys that you could always check us out. On Instagram at the Island Vibe. You can interact with our posts, and you could leave comments. You could leave suggestions for future topics that we could discuss, whether it's a personal situation, a story that you might want us to use as get talking points from.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say your name. It could be something totally anonymous, but you could always check us out on our Instagram at the Island Vibe. So, what are we discussing today, Sia?
Well, today's topic is a little, it's based on social media, and the question is, should your friends follow your social media accounts? Like, are they obligated to follow you? And that goes for personal and business.
So it's like, okay, so if you're on Facebook, you must add the person. If you're on anything else, you must follow them. So
I'm really speaking about, like, not a friend that you meet online, obviously. I mean friends that you would have met in real life, right?
Oh, so is it like your good friends then?
Yeah, so it's like, I'm probably a childhood friend. I grew up with you, and...
But why wouldn't you follow the person if you're going to talk to them? If they're your real good friend, why wouldn't you follow them to talk to them?
We will get into it. I feel like we need to get into everything, right?
Okay.
So, firstly, I think we should start with personal, right?
Okay.
Where personal is concerned, like having a personal account, it's not attached to a business or anything, it's just you talking about your life.
Right.
Or you just using social media for whatever you're using social media for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should a friend follow that account? What do you think?
I mean, I'm still wondering, why would you, if you're a friend, are you concerned about how much people you are following or how much people you are adding to your accounts? Is that the concern? Is that why you want to follow them in the first place?
No, but it's a matter of, like, are you obligated to?
I mean, I never thought about it, but in a way, you're almost obligated to, because that's your friend.
But why? What if the things that you post is just not my cup of tea? What if all you just post is your cat and dog? I must follow you.
Okay. So you're studying, like, okay, you're not going to follow this friend, not because you don't want to follow them specifically. It's nothing personal per se. It's just maybe the content isn't something.
It isn't your type of content.
Isn't what you want to see. But would that person be your good friend then? Let us say, okay, you are somebody who is all about faith, Christian faith.
Yeah.
Christian faith. You believe in Christ. You're a good person, and this good friend of yours isn't. And probably is, I don't know, agnostic and post is very vocal about that, right? Or something about it, or they post plenty things about fets that they go to, wild parties that they go to, and you don't really want to see that every day.
It's not that you don't love the friend.
Yeah,
it's
as soon as you open up your news feed when you see it.
It's just that this is not the type of content I like and I support, so I want to follow.
But would that be a good friend though? Because wouldn't you follow like-minded people?
That's true. That's really true. But at the same time, it's like sometimes you meet people and like you like them, but you don't like the things they do or support. Doesn't mean that you don't like them,
right.
Or you're going to hate them or something. But you could get along. You could tolerate each other. Like you all are friends. For example, there are so many people. Like my platform is TikTok. There are so many people that I line with. And I don't follow them back. Them just follow me. I don't follow them back. And it's no hard feelings at all. It's like your content is just not what I like. But we cool. Like I just talk to you I was asking about your life.
But what if that bothers your other friend? If that bothers your other friend and it's like, hey, aren't you friends? Wouldn't you just do it for the sake of it and just follow?
Well, communicate.
Communicate that?
Yeah.
But some people will think of it, wouldn't want to communicate that because it's like an automatic ouch. It's like an automatic yikes. This is a red, not a red flag, but it's a red signal.
Are you saying now that I know you, right? I know you offline. I didn't meet you on no social media. I don't follow you, right?
Uh-huh.
Does it now mean that I am not your friend?
Were you following the person before? I think that's
Even if I was following you before.
Well, there's a next conversation. There's a next conversation when you unfollow someone. Mm-hmm. It's like, what does that unfollowing mean? What does that unfriending mean? I mean, oh gosh, like when you used to like use, remember like when Facebook, before people was all about Instagram and TikTok.
And Facebook.
On Facebook, friending someone was a big thing. Unfriending someone was also a big thing. Mm-hmm. It's like it's the end of an era, right? when you do that. So in this general scenario, when you unfollow someone, of course, our feelings might be good. I mean, it probably matters on how strong the friendship is.
So why you don't ask a question as a friend? If that's your friend, why do you ask a question? I need to know because I unfollow you, right? Do I need to be walking on eggshells with you and be like, so AJ, I wanna come and tell you this because I don't want you to feel bad, but I unfollow you. That's stupid. That is stupid.
Well, okay, I'm saying that definitely. Okay, communication, you must communicate it. However, you don't think that the person unfollowing you or unfriending you already sends a message? Like that act alone sends a message saying, hey, we probably aren't
I
good.
would have seen people unfollow me already and I'd be like, ways. And that's all. I'd be like, ways. That's all.
But
because
do you think the friendship is good or the friendship has
there are multiple times.
Really?
Multiple times I would have spoken to people and like they unfollow me and like we cool. Or I unfollow them and we cool. I feel like it always depends on the other person. You know how did I say that like the things you hate in people is a reflection of the stuff you might hate in yourself, or a lot of the times you reflect what like basically the things that you think about with other people, you are reflecting it in your life in the sense that you are getting offended because of that, because if it was the other way around, you was doing it for a shady reason or something like that. So if I unfollow you just because for example, I just unfollow people because you're not active on the app, right? You're watching everybody business, but you're not posting nothing. So you can macro me, but I can macro you, right?
When it comes to like Finsters.
We will get into that just now.
Okay.
But yes, so you're not posting, you're not doing nothing. Like, I have no reason to be following you, right? It's not that I removing you from following me. You could follow me if you want. You could unfollow me if you want. But I just don't find you doing anything for me. And I
so
remove
inactive.
You're inactive. What I'm following you for?
Right.
So I remove you, right? And then.
But is it next thing? Is it a shallow thing? Not a shallow thing, but is it something as simple as, oh well, you're trying to get down your following accounts, so you're gonna remove this unnecessary people.
And.
No, so
what about it?
Some people do care about that. Some people really do care about
that. No, but
that. Or
what about
monitor
it?
Those things.
Yeah, what about it? Listen, let me tell you something.
Is it shallow?
If you want to call it shallow, but
some people won't recognize that. Some people think it's shallow. Some people is like, hello, it's a brand.
Let me talk to you exactly, and let me talk to you about my experience and my stance on social media, right? Some people, everybody have their reason why they use social media.
Mm-hmm.
If you use social media to macro, kudos to you. I use social media to grow, to make money, and to, and as a brand, as a marketing strategy.
That's a business.
That is, but I am not necessarily a business in the sense that it's not that I have a business page. My face is a brand, right? So I know that the things that I do, it's algorithm based. Everything is based on algorithm. And I know that when I have a lot of inactive people on my account, the algorithm sees that. And it's my duty to get rid of certain things.
Right.
As a person who uses social media as a brand. Right? Now, again, everybody have their different purpose for social media. So if your account is an account where all you just do is Marco
Right.
share things that's not necessary, like again, every time I follow somebody, it's with an intention, right? So I will follow you if you are posting things that I like. If your content is not related to what I like, there's no hard feelings. I don't have no reason to follow you, even if you are inactive.
Right.
And that's just that. It's nothing to take to heart, and it's sad that we tend to base friendships that were formed offline.
But then there's a conversation you need to have with the person specifically. But my thing is, if the person doesn't understand that, because the person does probably isn't
they're not on that level of like thinking where
oh, this is
social
not
media
business
is
savvy.
concerned.
They're not thinking of social media as a business thing. They're not thinking of social media
And
as
you know
a
what? Like you are totally
algorithm.
right about that. You are totally right about that, and it just made me realize that where social media is concerned and where friendships are concerned as well, you need to surround yourself with like-minded people for real, because the people who I surround myself with totally gets where I am coming from with what I'm saying.
Because the people in your
In my circle are
have
also
the same interest, you see,
Yes.
involved in the same thing.
Yes, but
Okay.
but a little friend that I have, they might not be.
Right.
So
a little
a
friend.
little
Wow,
friend,
yeah.
yeah, a little friend that I have. So they just that's not their thing.
Right.
So I don't need to follow you to like solidify that yes we are besties because I give you a follow. You know, and then like I don't want to spend too much time on this. I feel like we already spent too much time on this. So I want to go like with the more personal things, so like a spam or a finsta. And for those of you who do not know what a spam or a finsta is, it's basically a more private account. You know how recently Instagram would have bring a close friends list? It's basically a whole profile for your close friends. It's a little profile that you just use to rant on or to just state your opinions. You know, it has certain rules about it. You wouldn't screenshot certain things that you that person said and send it to people, because when you post on your spam or your finsta, it's because people trust you to be there.
Right.
They are speaking for you and for you alone. They're not speaking for the rest of people, because then those people would have been on the spam or the finsta. So in that
You're
case,
preaching to somebody.
yeah, man. So in that case, it's like if I don't feel comfortable with you around, even if you're a friend, right? Why should you feel butthurt about that?
But
You expect to trust your friend, right?
yes, you expect to trust your friend.
But some,
because
so excuse my language and block it out if you have to, but some who is fake. Who is fake.
but then that is not your friend in real life.
And
therefore they shouldn't be vexed because they're not
but
on
they
that
would be
side.
vexed anyway. Because why? The amount of people, you know, it have this girl that literally screenshot things off of my spam and send to people.
Nah, I can't. Nah, that's a whole,
That's
That's
low.
on like another level of
That's
fakeness.
low. Exactly.
Because you're
and you know
there,
what's the funny thing?
And you are lost in that
No, but-
privilege to see them things in the
Exactly.
first place.
And you know what's the funny thing? It's like trust supposed to go two ways. That same person who's screenshotting and things and telling people that I would have stated, when they're speaking about other people and gossiping about other people,
You will never do that.
I will never screenshot what you say.
So now it's a matter of
And you know, and like being on a spam, it's like the understanding the rules are so important in the sense that if I have you and I have we have a mutual friend,
right.
like you have a friend, right, and both of us know the person, and I talking about that person on my spam,
Right.
you should never go back and tell that person what I say. And if that person talking about me, you should never go back and tell
So it's like
me.
it's an understood
understanding.
it's an understood rule.
Yeah.
And something you have to abide by. Some persons
Don't.
again won't understand that. They will never abide by that, and at the same time there are some that won't understand that.
Yeah.
So how could you go about telling a person like here?
I don't feel comfortable having you here or something like that.
But now that's the next conversation. Like, how you gonna tell our friend here's what? This ain't working out. I don't trust you so
You
much.
have some friends. It's not that you don't trust the person. You just know they can't close them out for nothing. There's this person, and I'm going to say who it is.
Of course not.
That person, she just had to tell me everybody business. like real while, right? Everybody business, and I'm telling you, things don't turn.
You asked them?
They just have to talk.
So they just started saying,
like I can't remember how the conversations.
Everything
So they were referring to a person, right?
Right.
So I was like, who's that? And then they started telling me everything.
Oh, the whole rundown.
Yeah, but it exposed a lot of the person's personal details in it.
Right.
And they started telling me that about multiple people.
Oh,
and
so by the way, by the way,
not really by the way, but it just keep going on. So like
right.
if I ask who is this person, and then they'll just have to tell me everything, including like everything, right? And then the person literally said, "Oh, they don't tell me all your business now," because like at the end of after they say it, they was like, what are I talking all that so and so business. So people just kind of close their mouths. And that person, she's not a bad person. She's a very nice person. She's a very genuine person. But like, you know, sometimes you just get some juicy information and you just want to talk about it.
There are some people who just literally tell you that. They tell you, here's what.
Don't tell me nothing.
Don't tell me your business because I'm going to tell it.
Yeah.
And it's nothing personal. It's not a bad way.
It's just the person's personality.
I'm going to tell you that. So if you don't want to see your Insta,
because I know that that's the person's personality.
Yeah.
As much as I trust homie, as much as I love homie, I not going to tell you my business. Because that person wants to find out.
Has a special place in her heart for you that she's not going to dare unlock. You know, that vault of secrets to anyone else.
No, you see,
she don't care about anyone else,
but
she
does
does
care about you. But you see, the thing about it is, right, I'm a strong believer of the people who discuss other persons with you, they're discussing you with that person too.
Right.
And I would have seen it unfold before my eyes, right before my eyes. I tell you, it have this girl, the girl telling me, she talking to me and she bawling, oh, I agree with you. I agree with everything you're saying, and you know, that's just how it is, and da da da. Then when the other girl, who she talking to me about, end up posting screenshots of she chat with her. No. She posts these screenshots, right? And the person is literally saying, how she could do that? Miss girl with your two-faced ass, behave yourself.
I'm guessing that if you want, or everyone who's watching here, can probably think of a person who, you know, you might have that person in your life, right? You might have a person who is synonymous to, you know, the person who tells everything.
Yeah.
The person who is
and it's not like they have bad intentions
about following, and the person who, it's not really about if they have bad intentions. I guess communication could easily solve the problem. It could easily say, okay, who this person is in your life? Are they meant to be in your life? What place do they hold in your life?
Because I always believe that you have friends for different things.
Right? And it's really about ensuring who is in what circle. Sometimes taking persons out of a particular circle and putting them in an outer circle, or switching them with someone else who you find deserve to be in your inner circle. But it might entail a conversation to be had.
That's it.
Communication, so that it's not misconstrued. But then again, how you gonna
bring about that? How you gonna start that conversation?
Especially if a conversation, particularly about, you know what, we don't want you in my life anymore.
Yeah.
How you gonna bring up that conversation?
You know, like some people understand and then others aren't mature enough to understand. Like I know there are always people who say just because you don't talk doesn't mean we're enemies. A lot of people.
I don't like that particularly. Like,
what do you mean?
Just because you don't talk, that doesn't mean we're enemies.
Yeah.
But if we were talking all the time, something has
you
had to
outgrow
have
people.
happened.
No,
right.
People.
I know, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are enemies. Some people are quick to say that they are enemies.
No. But I'm talking about the persons who literally make it look like all your enemies. Like the people who just not mature enough to understand that you outgrow people and they make you look like you are the enemy. Right. Or like if you all have some kind of quote unquote beef when really and truly like that's not so. You again just outgrow the person and for whatever reason and they find it necessary to feel attacked or to feel hurt. Again, if you feel like that, that's on you, that's nothing to do with me. But you know, they feel that way.
Yeah, but again, it's kind of like specific because everybody who watching this will feel a different way.
Yeah.
Because they might feel as if they are like you, or they might feel as if they are like that person, and it's not out of a bad place. It's just that, you know, they probably had that person at one particular point in time meant something to them. So it's kind of difficult for them to just switch up just so. And then that's the next thing to it. Imagine one person could just switch up overnight. And then another person can't, because they probably thought that how is it so easy for you to switch up overnight?
Sometimes, like, people like to think that heartbreaks and hurts could happen with, like, relationships only, but it happens with friendships too. When those things happen, when you trust people and, you know, and they just, it's just like not the same for them. You know, like, I understand.
Which I mean, if that really happens to you, then you should almost be grateful that, you know, that the person came out of your life sooner than later.
Definitely.
Even though it might cause a lot of hurt, it might feel a particular way, it might
You'll
cause
get
some
over
anger.
it before.
I mean, you'll get over it, but for some persons, it might
just be
affect
harder.
them more than others, and that's not a bad thing. That is totally okay.
You know,
right? That means that person did hold a special place in your life. So it's just about finding the strength to move on and move forward.
Like, I remember you say something with, like, communication, and I go and be, like, totally honest with you and with, like, everybody who's watching this. Like, that's probably one of my faults. I do not believe in giving people explanations. Like, I genuinely don't believe. So I do not. A lot of the people who I would have, like, never spoken to again, I never gave them an explanation. Like, it would literally be, we good? Then I see you do something, or I read something from you, and then I say, you know what, I'm not even gonna have a conversation with you, and we never speak again.
But well, in some cases that is okay, because it depends on obviously what would have happened, what would have occurred prior, right? The whole scenario surrounding it. But in most cases, you'll always try to suggest to someone that communicate.
Yeah, communicate.
You know, have a dialogue, communicate when necessary. If something is asked, don't be shady about it unless you probably require a shade. I mean, sometimes it does. It does. Sometimes it's like, hello, no. Right, a flat no. But sometimes it's always to have that communication and just hear them out. And if at the end of the dialogue, at the end of that dialogue, you realize this ain't working out, you know, you're going to have to move on. Find, you know, your strength in something else, with your strength somewhere else. Don't rely on them. And talk to someone else, because there must be someone else you could talk to and refer to, and you don't have to go through this alone and feel a particular way.
That's true.
Right? So, wow.
That's a lot.
That was a lot.
We didn't even touch on business,
We didn't touch on business,
but it's okay.
Yet, because like business pages about following business pages and interacting with their business.
And also, like, we would have had an episode where we would have kind of touched on that. Right. So, like, there is that option. If you'd like to know more about business, you could look at our business episodes.
Yes, we will touch it at the end of this video. But we are going to end this episode for now. I think we'll come back with this episode at a later time in a different way. So look forward to that. So be sure to check out a new episode of The Island Vibe every Tuesday. And you can follow us again on @The Island Vibe. So until next time, bye.